Hi everybody. Yesterday on Thursday, I'm filming this on Friday. On Thursday I posted the video for the March 18th class, Basics of Slope, Graphing. Now I'm going to do the March 25th class this past Monday, and that is going to, this video will cover more in-depth analysis of slope. Okay? So, we have a coordinate plane, we have a table, and we have an equation. One of my main goals that I'd like you to take from this video and from the classwork we do is that they all work together. They're interchangeable. This is just one way of showing this. This is another way of showing this. They all work together, and I'm hoping that comes out in this lesson right now. So we have an equation, y equals negative 2x minus 1. We can then plot the points from this equation by using a table. I've chosen the points negative 1, 0, and 1. You could pick any numbers you want. Those are nice, easy numbers that you can work with. But if you wanted to choose negative 72 right here and negative 10 and then 4, feel free. Then you got to go graph them though. And I don't want to go graph those bigger numbers. So we use easier ones. So we use negative 1 in for x. Plug that in for x and do the math. So if negative 1 is x, negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So when x is negative 1 in this equation, y is equal to 1. If x was equal to 0, 0 times negative 2 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. And then 1. If x was 1, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Make sure you know your negatives. Okay, so let's plot these points on the graph. 0, 0. We always start here at 0, 0. Negative 1 on the x, positive 1 on the y. 0, negative 1, and then 1, 3. Over 1, negative 3. And as you can see, we have a line. We've created a line because that's what this is. It's a linear relationship. I can keep going. I could put 2 in here. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus 1, negative 5. Over 2, down 5, it's on the line. Okay? So, we have this equation, we have the table, and we have the line. They're all the same things. What I'm going to talk about right now is let's identify some things. In the last video we talked about slope, our rise and our run. So how did we get from this point to this point? We rose negative 2. We went down negative 2 and we went positive 1. Negative 2 divided by 1, negative 2 over 1 is negative 2. Our slope is negative 2. Negative 2. We figured that out by graphing. We also talked about in our last video that we could go from here to here and then here to here and do change in y over change in x. How did I get from -1 to -1? -2. -1 to -3, -2. Here to here, -2. And that would keep on going. How about from here to here? +1, +1, +1. What was our change in y? What was the constant rate of change? -2. What was our change in x? 1. Change in y over change in x. That's how we look at it when we deal with points. Change in y over change in x. Maybe I wasn't as clear here. Here it's rise over run, and I didn't write that down. Rise over run. So we whatever the rise is over the run. And really, that's our change in x. How do we get our change in y is the rise, and our change in x is the run. If you stop and think about it and go that way. Okay? So, we figured out slope this way. We figured out slope this way. 2 ways to do it. Here's a third way, folks. The number that goes right before the x is the slope. That's going to be what gives you your constant rate of change. The number that's right before the x when the equation is in this form. And we call this form y equals mx plus b. Mathematicians have deemed we call the slope m, and this number here is called the b. It's a standard variable. So that's our slope. From there, it's that number there, rise over run, change in y over change in x. One last thing about this. What is our y-intercept? That's what this is. Where the line crosses the y-axis. That's kind of an important thing, as you're going to see soon. Let's take a look at it visually. Here's our line. Where does it cross the y-axis? Right here at -1. So identify your y-axis. Where does it cross? Right there at -1. Oh my gosh, look at this right there. So when we have this formula of y equals mx plus b, it's really what's the slope and what's the y-intercept. And x and y are these points right here. So do I have time here? I don't have time. I'm going to have to make another video to talk about the last part of what we talked about on Monday night. Okay, so I'll be posting another video soon about that.